Hi, good afternoon. This is Gurin Castro for Sutherland Nissan, Orlando, Florida. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial and demonstration of this Volkswagen Passat 2006. You asked me to show you a few things. I'm going to show you as much as I can and describe things as best as I can without you actually being here. First of all, let's describe the smell. The vehicle is a non-smoker, non-pet owned vehicle. Seems to be it was owned by a single person with no kids due to the lack of wear and tear in the rear and just the driver's seat that was used. The vehicle smells like a typical European vehicle with leather, and that's that crayon, clay, plastic smell that goes over the years. Volkswagen, Volvo, BMW, Mercedes, and Audi, they all share the same smell. If you've been in those vehicles before, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and show you the dash. Pointing out a few things on the dash itself, you'll notice that the miles read 133,000 miles, and to the left of it, you're going to see a little engine light. Now that engine light is probably an O2 sensor like most Volkswagens go on. The reason we haven't changed it because it doesn't affect the safety of the vehicle, and the regulations are different country to country. So you may have to change it anyways when it gets to Europe due to their standards. Right now the vehicle has no fuel, very little fuel right now, so that's why it says consumption is at 0. As you can see, by putting the vehicle in reverse, you can see the lights, neutral, drive, and sport, which is the Tiptronic mode, which I can shift up and shift down. Now you asked me, how is the transmission? Judging by doing this, there's no clunking, there's no noise, there's no issue. Very smooth, crisp transmission. On the air conditioner, I've got it on level 2. I'll set it to level 3. Air conditioning blows nice and cold on a very hot day like today. Radio station itself, as you can see, has faded buttons on the 1 and the 2 and all the way through. This is typical of Volkswagens because of the kind of material they use on the plastic itself. If you've seen any of the pre-owned Volkswagens out in the market, you're going to notice that this is very, very common, sometimes even worse than this. This exact same thing goes on right here by the light, where you turn the lights on and off. A lot of fading around the plastic. It's still legible and you can still read it. Same thing goes right here by the changing the mirrors, and as well as on the lock. This is something you cannot escape no matter how well you take care of your vehicle. No matter what type of European vehicle you have, this is going to happen, especially in Volkswagen and Porsches. So if you're shopping for this kind of vehicle, just be mindful that this type of stuff happens no matter what. One thing I want to point out is the moonroof, which is fully functional and operational. Opens right up. That's the midway point. That's the full way. So, like all Volkswagens, they have the turn knob dial, and the moonroof itself will close right up. So this moonroof functions 100%. All the other compartments on this vehicle work just fine. The one thing I do have to point out, and unfortunately I'm unable to fix at this time, is going to be your rear view mirror. Because it doesn't necessarily have a piece that I can lock and click into, the rear view mirror itself has actually fallen off. It looks like the glue that holds the rear view mirror has worn off or something, and the mirror is in the glove compartment and is fully functional. There's the mirror right there, if you'd like to see it. Now, as far as the vehicle goes, everything works just fine. We're going to take it on a test drive right around the block. So I want you to hear, if you hear anything on the vehicle. I'm going to rev it up first. That's the revving of the engine. If you can hear that, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Keep in mind, this is a 2.0 turbo. Let's go ahead and take it around the block. Now we have a large dealership here, so I'm able to take it right here within our parking lot and do about 20 to 25 kilometers of speed limit. The brakes work just fine, no squeaking, no screeching. This vehicle, like I mentioned to you before, was also taken care of by our service department, and they made sure the brakes, the tires, the belt, the hoses, anything regarding our safety of the drive is well maintained. So have confidence in our service. This vehicle is going overseas. They shouldn't have to do any maintenance whatsoever other than that O2 sensor that I did mention. And like I said, there's nothing you could do about that until the vehicle arrives in its country of origin. gonna go ahead and take a step outside just to look at the engine. I want to show you that all the windows go down. No issues, no worries. So all the windows go down just fine. Let's go take a look under the hood. Now this is Volkswagen's 2.0 liter turbo engine. This is a front wheel drive vehicle, not an all wheel drive, so make sure you know that before you send it out of the country. We don't clean our engines, so this is what the engine looked like when it first got here as a trade-in. Take a look at the engine the way it sits. Everything's working fine, mounts are fine, they're not cracked at all. The hoses and seals have been checked, air filters have been changed, headlights are even working just fine. No issues whatsoever on the road. The engine you hear, the engine you listen to is the fan and the engine itself. Once closed, that sound gets muffled. Let's go take a look at the back. Also take a look at these tires and how new they are. And the rims as well. Very fine tread. And again, like I said, they're like new. If you want to change the tires, you can go ahead and do so, but it's got at least a few years left on it. Take a look at these rims back here. Now this vehicle has been tinted by the previous owner, and we can't guarantee tint. It can be removed. There's a little bit of bubbling on the windshield. That's because whoever did the installation probably didn't do the best job. Once you remove the tint, I'm sure you can re-tint it if necessary. Back here we have the trunk, barely used. These are the original mats, again, barely used in the back. So this lets me know the owner was at least a single person. There's your jack to remove the tire and lift up the vehicle. And back here, we've got your boot, your spare tire, as well as any additional accessories you may have on the vehicle, which I think they didn't put the jack back, so that's what you're looking at right there. Volkswagen Passat, Southern Nissan 2.0 turbo. It's very clean on the outside, no accidents, no dings, no dents. Power mirror folds just well, has the turning signals built inside. Now this concludes my walk around on the vehicle. If you have any additional questions, feel free to call me back at 407-434-9768. I'd like to show you the key as well. This is the original key from the factory. We've got two sets, so we'll make sure you get it for. I apologize. This is a BMW key. The original key is inside the car. Looks very similar though.